So, hi. For my last videos, I created first a simple pixel art scene, and then I built a few assets to go with it. Now it's time to smoosh the two together. I just hope they get along. Anyway, let's find out. Let's have a look. Well, 2 weeks ago I created this cozy little tea shop here, and then I built a couple of different objects to go with it. Actually, I built a few too many, and eventually I could only use about, half of them. Anyway, now it's time to bring it all together, and specifically I will be looking at 3 things here, and that's layers, shadows and detail. Also, I will add a little animation to the scene at the end of the video. But first, let's have a go at layers. Here, my idea was to structure this entire scene like a stage play, with 3 distinct areas: back, front and center. To better differentiate those, I bumped up the contrast, first through shading and also by using a darker outline for the front and a lighter outline in the back. If I now move the character between those layers, it creates a simple but effective perspective, even without any vanishing points. Applied to my scene, this looks as follows. I am using blue outlines for the center and back layer and a dark brown for the front. To make the objects stand out a bit, I used a brown outline on those as well. A minor detail with a huge effect is the missing outline at the back of the counter, which really helps in creating more depth. I could have done the same with the elements in the front, but I really wanted those to close up the scene, so I used a closed dark outline for those as well. To increase this effect even more, I made the front faces a bit darker, as they would be up against the front wall, which brings us to light and shadows. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So far I have been using directional lighting coming in from the left. But in the context of this shop, light should be coming in from the front, either through the door or the large window. And this raised a couple of questions. I mean, should I stick to a single light source just to keep it simple? Or should I try to recreate a more realistic light and shadow situation? And if so, how would that even work, with light coming in through the door as well as the window? Also, I feel like it looks really weird if the light side of an object is up close to a wall. In that case, it should definitely be the other way around. I have already applied this within the scene, as you can see with the barrel here. Let me just toggle it on and off a bit. And overall, I simply chose to split the whole scene in the middle, so objects to the right have shadows on their right and objects to the left have shadows on their left. However, there are 2 exceptions. For one, the cabinet has a uniform directional lighting coming in from the left, just to keep it simple, and the 2 bundles in the front here have mirrored shadows because they are close to the window on the right and the door on the left. Also, I used some simple dithering to highlight the entrance as well as the staircase here in the back, and I feel like those are universally accepted indicators for entrances and exits in classic RPGs. As a finishing touch, I added just a few more details to create a little more depth and also some texture, most importantly here on the drawers and also the edges of the cabinet and the counter. And yeah, that's it. That's Arbor's little tea shop. All I have to do is a little animation and then it's time to tackle new things. Well, this little scene turned into quite the series. I didn't plan for that to happen, but anyway, for next week I will attempt something completely different, so you can look forward to that. And until then, keep your whimsy, stay creative, and bye.